area as we get ready for the procession.
Lindsay Thies has been at 10th and Douglas for most of the morning into the afternoon. She joins us live. Lindsay?
Craig, Jen, the last time you saw us was before the funeral services began, and there at that time were, maybe a few dozen folks out here. You can see at the corner of 10th and Douglas, the crowd has grown to hundreds of average citizens, children, families, and members of various police departments coming through. You can hear the Omaha Police Department coming through as they begin to block off traffic, and we see several members from Omaha, the fire department. I see a member from the City of New York Fire Department, all lining up to show their support for the procession, for Kerrie Orozco, for her family, and for her family in blue. We see signs that say, "We support you, we're with you, and we see you." We're live here at 10th and Douglas. Going to send it back to you, Jen and Craig.
Okay, very good, Lindsay. As you can see, the procession is underway from St. John's Catholic Church heading toward Council Bluffs. We can tell you that once at St. Joseph Cemetery in Council Bluffs, there will be a mounted patrol, a riderless horse salute. Honor guards from across the country are there. There will be bagpipes and drums, a 21-gun salute. A flag will be presented to the family. Also, Able 1 and the Nebraska State Patrol are expected to be in the air, weather permitting, I would imagine, with their missing man formation. And so that's what to expect once the procession arrives at St. Joseph Cemetery.
There are a lot of traditions that come with an officer-involved funeral, as Craig was listing all of those things. But really, you see the support from throughout the country. Thousands of officers from all over. We are hearing from people from Missouri, Chicago, New York Police Department, Minneapolis, really all over the nation. And it looks like they are leaving their formation, which is a good sign that the procession has begun. The car has left. It
was quite a service inside St. John's Catholic Church, which included a reading from Corinthians, which we found out later was actually a reading that was read when Kerrie married her husband, Hector. And as the reading was going on, I think Jen and I, both being Catholics, looked at each other and thought, boy, isn't that a reading that is often played at weddings or read at weddings? And we certainly learned from Father William Bond that it was. Love is patient, love is kind, it is not jealous, it is not pompous, it is not inflated, it is not rude, it does not seek its own interests. Love never fails. And that's the message that some have said Kerrie Orozco would have wanted people to know about her. And then during his homily, Father Bond said that she desired to make peace. And that's why we heard the Beatitudes as the gospel. Now back over to Council Bluffs, where they are awaiting the arrival of the hearse and the casket carrying Officer Kerrie Orozco.
Let's go to reporter Kevin Boughton.
Craig, Jen, something really remarkable is happening here along Broadway in Council Bluffs. We've been here since 8 in the morning. That's when the first people arrived to plant flags along the sidewalk to pay tribute to her. And now, as the procession approaches, everybody has gotten up out of their seats and are now standing in silence along the sidewalk, waiting for this procession to approach. You'll see the first car arriving now. People holding signs and flags in support. Here's a listen.
See, people are getting out front. Should we get in front and get out of their way?
I'm going to slide over here.
As we see more and more of these police officers and their cruisers roll by, I want to point out that in the conversations we've had with people who have come to pay their respects here, they say this is for more than just Kerrie Orozco. They say this is also for her brothers and sisters in blue from all the departments in the Nebraska and Iowa and a recognition of the work they do, putting their lives on the line to protect the people of their communities as well. Craig, Jen, we'll send it back to you for now.
Thanks, Kevin. And we are looking now. This is a Nebraska Department of Roads shot. This is from one of their cameras. This is over the bridge, so this would be, it appears more on the Council Bluffs side, looking at the flag. You can see the people line the streets there as they are getting ready and lining the streets for this procession. And
that procession is gaining steam, if you will. The procession that left St. John's Catholic Church is joining up with the overflow procession that left the CenturyLink Center. 453 cars, we understand, are part of the procession. Here's the Omaha vantage point at 10th and Douglas, just before that procession goes over the 480 bridge and enters Council Bluffs. As you can see, people have lined the streets 4 or 5 deep in some spots to see what is just an incredible ceremony, an incredible farewell to Officer Kerrie Orozco. You see people leaning and trying to catch a glimpse, trying to see where the procession is, when it's coming, where it's going. And they've come out on what had started to be a very rainy Tuesday. It looks like there has been some clearing, but all these people have turned out in Omaha today and on the other side of the river in Council Bluffs to honor Officer Kerrie Orozco, 29 years old, who died in the line of duty last Wednesday.
And here's a look from 16th and Broadway. I want you to think about the people who are going to be part of this procession, her family and law enforcement, her relatives, and as they're driving through to take Officer Kerrie Orozco to her final resting place, they will see the people of Omaha, the people of Council Bluffs, the people of our area lining the streets to make sure they see that honor, that support. A lot of the marquees have been changed to say support blue, so businesses showing that we support you, we are here for you, and that was a message we kept hearing today.
18th and Broadway here in Council Bluffs. You see people with flags as well. Everyday average Joes who have taken time to come out to pay their respects to Officer Kerrie Orozco, flags waving. You can see the Omaha skyline off in the distance there. They are waiting for the procession to greet the procession there. One of the more emotional parts of the massive Christian burial was when the Sisters in Blue, police officers, women police officers, approached the altar, left blue flowers in memory of Kerrie Orozco. A few of them stopped near the front of the church and gave her husband, Hector Orozco, a long embrace. It has been an emotional day, but really an emotional 6 days. There's our Lindsay Thies there at 10th and Douglas at that vantage point. Then this is across the river. So we are all the way along the procession route leading up to the cemetery. And you folks at home are watching what we are watching here in the studio on set as the procession actually begins to cross the river.
Omaha Police Chief Todd Schmaderer saying that the department would return the favor for all of Officer Orozco's hard work. They would return it and watch over her family during this time. There's also a mention of the people at the NICU at Nebraska Medicine who are watching over her little baby, Olivia, and helping Hector in this new challenge as he will get ready to take home their little baby. Let's go now live to KMTV reporter Lindsay Thies.
Jen, Craig, we're live here near 10th and Douglas, where the crowd, like you had said before, is 4, 5, 6 people deep. Not just people from Omaha and Council Bluffs and the surrounding metro, but from all over. I've seen, law enforcement officers from everywhere as far as New York here to support Officer Kerrie Orozco, her family, and the family of first responders as they make this procession to her final resting place at St. Joseph's Cemetery in Council Bluffs, Iowa. From talking to a lot of people as the crowds have begun to gather, some coming out as early as 9 o'clock this morning, there is a feeling of somber loss, but there's also a huge feeling of pride. I'm seeing signs that say, "We support you, we see you, heroes live forever," and of course that hashtag carry on. As we stay waiting for that procession, we can imagine it might take quite a little bit with 453 police cars making their way from the Creighton campus through 24th all the way up to Douglas and downtown. But it's something that the people that are out here are patiently waiting for. It's been raining off and on, and it's something that, you know, isn't deterring their spirits and their determination to say that final goodbye to Officer Kerrie Orozco as she travels to her final resting place. During the funeral, Chief Schmaderer said, "With the exception of this tragedy, I am proud that the nation got to meet Kerrie Orozco, and it's that pride that is here at the corner of 10th and Douglas." We're reporting live. Going to send it back to you.